Just Another Podcast is now powered by Agent Bollywood, Sharbina and Ismail, the ideal partner for all your property needs.
Engaging Sharbina Property Matchmaker as your property consultant is a smart investment that can save you time, money and stress.
Contact Agent Bollywood at 9181-4262 right now.
Yo! Hey!
Move a bit,
We got MachaSpize with us. The Just Another Podcast.
Okay, so break all good? Everything good? Are you ready?
Yep.
Okay, so I gotta ask. Something big happened.
Yes.
Let's not get into the details. Everybody will ask you, every time you go live, they will ask, Cha, what happened? Okay. That thing happened and then you disappeared.
Correct.
What happened? Where did you go?
Where did I go? That's a very good question.
And that incident, how did you overcome that? Because it was, very viral.
I'll be very frank. I'm a very big fan of Andrew Tate, right? So I feel that all my life I've always been facing good stuff, bad stuff, but I feel that was the trauma I needed. Whatever happened, we should not go into deeper, but the trauma I needed to get into boxing. That was the I need to
Turning point.
Turning point. Okay, I said I will never be weak again, right? I feel in life, especially for a guy, not for a lady, for a guy.
Okay, hold on. I got to ask. That was about a lady?
What do you mean?
That incident?
No, I was not saying not that lady. I'm just saying that I felt that I was always weak. I wanted to get stronger physically and mentally. I feel that I was so loved by my mom. My father wasn't really involved in my life. He's in my life, but he never teach me how to become a masculine. So I went to join my first gym, Fox Glove Fight Gym. My coach saw me, Coach Matt, solid guy, my former gym. He said, you know what, come and train with us. So I went and trained boxing whatsoever. 3 weeks later, I got to my first boxing match.
Right.
Imagine a guy who's never fought in his life. And then that got me like, hey, wow, this is so much better. That's why I started stop doing all this nonsense, just focus on boxing.
It helps with your aggression, maybe?
Aggression, but I would say in terms of, a boxer is not more just for the fun of doing it. It's like how much pain you can handle.
Okay.
So I felt I've never gotten pain. So that was real pain, like physical pain. But the physical pain made me mentally stronger. So I felt like, okay, you know what? Now I'm doing boxing. What is next? And then one day I glanced upon a church called Kingdom City. I was watching a YouTube video. They said, come visit Jesus at this place. I like, apa ni? So next day I went to the church. Was last year, December or November, I forgot, right?
Yeah.
I went to the church and then I went to, I'm Catholic, so by right Catholic don't really go to Christian church. So I kept going every weekend. And then eventually, last year, April, so 1 year already. So I told my mom, I want to get baptized. She said, Siao, what baptized is Christian? I said, yeah, I want to get baptized. Then eventually she said, go. Then I went to baptize. After I felt baptized, I felt like a whole new person.
You felt reborn.
Reborn. Then I say, you know what, it's time to do a comeback on TikTok. And I feel that a lot of people saw my change. And I would say if without the pain I went through in life, I would say boxing really, really channeled me, right? And be very frank, like people thought I was showboating. Sure, why not, right? But I never ever thought I would fight in the ring. And this was unexpected. So my father, mother never saw me fight in the ring ever. Right?
Did they come on that day?
No, I told them not to come because
Why?
I don't think my mom can handle it.
Okay.
Seeing you getting...
Yes. So yeah, but it was it's been good, right? I've been actually the current fight, right? The promoter, I've been asking him since November 2023 for opportunity. So God was telling me just wait. So 2 years later, on the 10th anniversary, which is this year, I got right. And then people from India, Algeria, Europe came to fight. I went to box and one Indian promoter saw me there and said, wow. And then this guy was in charge of Niraj Goyach, which is one of the guys that were in the same fight card as Jake Paul.
Yeah.
How can it happen? This is all God's planning, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm Christian, but I'll just say inshallah, right? So basically God's mercy, whatever. So I felt that I learned a lot of patience. I learned to say what is right, what is wrong. And I cut a lot of people away, right? But one day I realized that when I stopped TikTok and I came back TikTok, then a lot of followers, those people who were with you when you're famous, when you start back, right, they're not there. Say, oh, macha, no longer famous, I don't want to associate myself with you. Like, wow, damn, it's crazy. Because these are
Wait, people say that to you?
Yeah.
Straight to your face.
Straight, hey, Macha, no longer famous, Macha. I don't want to associate myself with you, Macha. And then I'm like, oh, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy, right? I do see when I was coming back up and doing boxing, those people try to come back. My door is no lah, right?
Your heart is close towards them lah.
So I always believe this thing, right? If you don't go through the rain with me, you don't deserve to reign with me. That means basically, if you never go through the pain, right? When I'm successful, when all these accolades raining on me, you don't deserve to be part of it.
Oh, bro got a lot of deep quotes.
Andrew Tate this one.
Yeah.
No. I'm not educating my own quote, right?
Yeah lah, you're the next Andrew Tate.
If you don't go through the rain, you cannot expect to be there when in my sunshine, right?
Yeah.
So I feel that one thing I learned is the lesser people you have in life.
Yeah.
Tom Hardy said, right, when you deal lesser with people, right, you'll feel more peaceful. It's true.
True, I agree.
Yeah, that's why I took a break from the clubbing scene also. I never go club whatsoever.
How you Chicago Django?
Yeah.
At home
At home lah, TikTok live, you can say very simple. Yeah. I just
you just go live at Chicago.
I left my previous gym because I just wanted to try something different. Then I joined Pinnacle, my current gym, last year October. Then they all saw me, and then they're like, okay, we would like to work with you. I said sure. Then I see all these juniors. Then I said, wow, like even for this fight, right, my coach wanted to pull me out.
Right.
Say not ready. So we did pad work. Pad work. That means pad work basically means just a pad work, and then he put right.
Yep.
He made me box for 3 minutes straight. 3 minutes, not like 1 minute, 3 minutes. So he said, every time you stop, I'm gonna pull you out of the fight. So we did, I think, 1 or 2 sessions. I was able to last through.
Yeah.
He said, okay, Ken, good.
So that's why you go around asking people to punch you. There was one video, I think at Geylang Bazaar, is it?
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Okay, this is called
So you were training? Because I was looking at it, I was like, not pain Cha.
That is training. So for Muay Thai,
Your intestines inside your stomach.
yeah, this is actually a Muay Thai tradition.
Yeah.
So basically body conditioning, right?
Yeah.
Because if you cannot handle punches from the ordinary people, you cannot say. So I trained my stomach to that. So that day when my opponent punched me, like Daniel punched me,
Yeah.
he was surprised that it didn't hurt me.
Right.
But when I punched him, so
Wait, but when you do that that so-called challenge with the common public, do you pick those that you think won't hurt you because you just
no, I told anybody I never picked any of my
open
guys.
challenge?
Open challenge.
Got
nice.
commentator or got referee or coming
really?
around
Right,
asking
okay,
them
yeah.
to come and punch him. I was like, what is this? Cha? Then I actually texted you, are you training for your fight or not? I do not want you to get hurt. Remember I told you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that day, because the bazaar had no a lot of people, right? When I came,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I attract I'm like a moth or attract a lot of people like a fire.
You're a magnet.
I came. And
Yeah.
suddenly,
Yeah.
the place was like 3-4 people. Suddenly become like 20-30 people.
All want to see what's happening over there.
Yeah, and then they were like trying to say, Macha, really, you're a real deal. Then how to say, hey, Macha, I'm going to take picture of you. Long time. I want to take picture of you right now. Then my friend, which is Coach Moose from PFG, managed to sell some shirts also.
They get the merch go.
Yeah, I just want to support them. They also have supported me as an MC whatsoever.
Right.
So it was pretty interesting. I never thought that, like I will be like how they say, oh, MachaSpize this. Now they say, oh, MachaSpize the boxer. It's a whole different branding, right? People say, hey, Macha, you sport. When are you going to fight next?
Okay, so I got to go to the next question already.
Sorry, I want to rewind to your question actually,
Yeah.
because you said that that break is where you focus on your boxing. But her question is, what was the catalyst? What sparked that break?
Yes.
Yes. What made you
Because-
detox from social media?
Sure, can. Because I feel, right, as before TikTok, right? Before TikTok, I never went clubbing. I was a real Sunday Catholic. Every Sunday go to church and whatsoever. But when I came TikTok, right, I focused so much on fame that God had to humble me, right? Yanikum adik kasadikum. The Tamil saying basically, even an elephant will fall, right? Okay, so I thought I was so high and mighty. God had to humble me so that I could find His grace to connect with Him. Right? Everybody, there's so many TikTokers, right, have fallen from the greatest depths, right? Only when you fall, right? I'm a big fan of Muhammad Ali. He said, I thought I was great, but Allah is greater. That's why Allah gave me Parkinson's disease. It's true, He was always showboating all the time. When he hit Parkinson's disease, he quit boxing whatsoever. So I felt that was, God was always will try to bring you to Him, will bring you to Him, but He does it in the most unconventional way. So I'm like, okay, let's go and do boxing whatsoever. And then people were saying, hey, Macha, like, I started getting noticed by Chinese people. As I Indian, Chinese was a very big deal already.
Yeah.
I said, hey, Macha. And then one Angmo fellow see me, hey, you MachaSpize, right? Like, wow, cool. And then my video views that I posted on TikTok got picked up by even Tyson Fury. And now like he posted me about me boxing or whatever. Now like so cool. Like now I'm getting an international audience on Instagram. So I felt that then I started learning about frequency and vibration, right? What is resonant frequency? How much the particle this thing, right? But for us humans is what you speak is what you attract. What you attract is what you vibrate. What you speak is what you attract. What you attract is what you manifest, and what you manifest is what you receive. I kept saying that every day, right? Then I'm like, wow, a lot of things coming, people coming, ask me to do food review whatsoever. And
There's a turn, there's a positive turn.
yeah, so I do feel that very important of the words you say, and also the consume. It's not only the content you create. It's also very important the content you consume, because what you consume.
Which is why I tell you, stop Andrew Tate.
Yes, correct. Slowly.
I'm gonna block him. Give me your phone after this.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
Shoot him.
Yeah, shoot him. I see one more Andrew Tate. You get it from me.
One more time, like
You call me kakak right now. You see what happened. Okay, so
Yes.
you talk about international names. I wanna ask. You call out local names. People like Syam Rahman,
Sure.
Kelly Kimberly.
Yes.
What is it? What's up behind that?
I would say the hype lah, right? I mean, to be honest, like, the misunderstanding with Sham also is not really because of
Have you
us.
settled it?
Hopefully, I would say through God's grace, one day we can sit down and talk. I think he's a good guy. It's just that I feel that fame really changed us, or even may also changed him. But I feel that he did his best to help me out, right? It's just that I was poisoned by so many people, right? Saying that, oh, he's using your fame, he's using you to change his past. I mean, Sham also had the past, right? But I never saw that, because he's, as a human being, he's genuine, right?
I know he's genuine. Yeah,
He's
he's trying. He did try his best to pull you out and help you out.
Yeah, so I just feel that people around me was poisoning me, saying that he's using you whatsoever. And when I found out that the people who were trying to poison me were actually mutual friends between me and him, that was a sad
Jealousy
part.
lah, maybe.
Yeah, jealousy. Yeah, because he couldn't see me together. Because Shah Rama was very big at the time. I think till today also very big. But
He's bigger now.
Bigger, yeah,
and
big.
yet still humble.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
But people, like his podcast whatsoever, say, see lah, this guy. Like till today, right? I don't talk about him. People just bring about him. So I just felt that a lot of people were trying to instigate lah. I wish him all the best, right?
If he's listening to this, what would you like to say?
I'm sorry, Abang. I think I really fucked up. I'll be very frank with you. I really wanted you to come to White Collar Boxing event. Because
You extend the invitation,
I didn't extend. I mean, that was ever the plan. Where basically any boxing event or podcast I go, he always congratulates me. So like I felt that for the boxing one, I went for his last event. That time the music event or whatever, I saw him there. Right, I think he felt that I wasn't changing, so he kind of blocked me lah. And I don't blame him, right? If I'm not gonna be the piece for you, you wanna block me, sure, right? I felt that I really wanted him to be there to see me fight in front of a so-called international audience. But I hopefully one day, if it's by God's will, we become friends or brothers again.
Maybe you try to reach out. Have you tried that?
I think my ego lah.
You got to bring it down.
no.
Yeah.
I would say my ego. Like for me, like cannot lose. Maybe he also like I don't know, right? But I feel that sometimes my ego is very, very high. Like I'm MachaSpize, I cannot be humble. You know? So yeah, I hopefully one day if I ever see him in real life, I'll just say I'm sorry, and apologize to his wife also, because I felt that I kind of hurt them a lot lah. But I would say that next time to all people out there, before you make a scene or misunderstand people, try to clarify the person first, because a lot of things that were talked about him to me were not being clarified him. If I clarify him, I say, Abang, did this really happen?
This is the problem actually. For me and ID also, we had some differences also. But we didn't talk to each other. And we just realized it recently, like, why didn't we just sit down and talk? We were listening to party A, party B, party C. When the two parties that is the one that, supposed to be the one that is handling this issue,
and the big
is not talking.
The big problem, I would say, is the hatred on TikTok live. Live stream is
Very toxic.
very scary. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I mean, there are many people who even divorce her live stream or their real like breakup whatsoever, because this fellow will say, hey, Macha, this Sham talking about you. Then we'll go to Sham. Hey, this Macha talking about you. But actually nothing happened.
Yeah.
Why?
Oh, wow.
And not being rude, guys, don't quote me. I do see that a lot in Indian community. A lot of girls say, hey, Macha, why you say I go clubbing? I say, darling, I do not know who you are. I say, you're not really happy, you can WhatsApp me or message me on Telegram. I say, okay, sure, pass me there. I said, And then I show her the entire life, right? The live stream. Then what happened is, he said, yeah, you never talk about me at all. I said, yeah, they try to instigate.
Yeah, that's not.
But I also get a girl's number, so happy lah. So in every good, there's also bad. Sorry.
This guy, a girl's number.
Wait. In every bad, there's also good. So, but at least they understand. They say, you know what? Actually, MachaSpize is not a bad person, right? Actually, it's just people trying to instigate. And I really pray. I mean, I always big fan of Alvin Shah. I always tell her, as much as you really are very caring, right? I still feel that it's going to take me a very long time for me as an Indian to accept my people, because I feel there's so much trauma that I went through because of my people. I can count that very, very few I've been affected by the Malay community, but my Indian friends have a lot.
Okay, so that comes to my next question. Seeing your IG stories and your TikTok, right? You are very, very pro Malay community.
Correct.
Why so?
I feel that because of the Islamic ways, they're very supportive. For example, you go to bazaar, right? You will always see that so many Malays are queuing. They support Mango Ball School. They support all the different vendors. Like, you guys are so united. I don't see any condemning happening at TikTok Live. But for a Tamil community, there is a lot. Like, a lot of people talk a lot of brainwash nonsense. Like, I go to an Indian doing TikTok Live, is like, what the fellow talking is like, what is he here? Right? So I feel there's a lot of backstabbing whatsoever. But I don't see that in the Malay community. Like, one guy will meet up with me for lunch or Mango, say, hey, Macha, how are you? That kind of thing. Like, they always.
So is it safe to say that you're under Mango's wing right now?
No, I won't say that. I won't say that. But if ever there's a
He's
chance,
looking out for you.
No, if there's ever a chance for me to work for Mango, I will definitely take up the opportunity, because I think he's a man of intelligence. It's not okay. Being an educated person and being a well-informed person are two different things.
Yes.
You can. A lot of kids are going to struggle with this, right? You can be book smart.
Yeah.
But how many kids are street smart? Like, I asked them to go from school to, let's say, Yishun. Do they know how to take a bus or MRT? That one is very, even for kids that are suffering, right? So I think it's very important to teach kids how to be street smart. What are things that I learned from Mango? Okay, do your research. When you go, like when I talked to him that time, he said, when you do a product, do research whether people like it or not. Go to TikTok, like, go ask people, would you want to buy this product? And also your competitor research, finance. How can you leverage off people? Like, talking to him for 15 minutes, I learned a whole MBA kind of stuff. And this guy, I don't even know whether he got O-levels or not. I really do not know.
He's sharing based on his experiences.
Yeah. And I feel that experiences are way more powerful than a MBA cert or than a degree cert, you know. So I just feel that parents out there, you know, as much as you want your kids to be degree educated, college educated, please teach them about finances. I always tell my friends, guys, please, if you want to get married, just listen to me. Say, hey, what you know about marriage? I said, listen, wait. I said, as a man, if I'm going to get married, if I don't, even for women, okay, for men or women, if each of us don't have 50, 60K savings, right, as a backup, right, and you want to get married, you want to bring kids into this world, think about it, right? What did the child do to deserve to, let's say, be part of a low-income family? I mean, I'm not condemning. I'm just saying that if you are not financially well to bring children into this earth, then don't do it, because the child don't deserve it. Because many years back, like, people with low income can still survive somehow, right? They make it work. But in Singapore, in the culture where you need a degree and a master's to even get a decent job, right? I feel that you need to get your financially well, right? As a man and also as a woman, right? I feel that if you are gonna date in a dating scene, and a woman always asking you to buy handbag and all this, she's not a girl for you. That's a user, right? That's what's it called, a gold digger, whatever. But if you want to get married, struggle attracts the woman you want. Money attracts the woman you want. Struggle attracts the woman you need. If a woman is not going to be a builder, right? Like, for example, Sophia Kakak for Mango, Mamu SG's wife, Abang Ali. She built that man. He used to be a gangster, you know, straight out gangster. Now he's a guy with few cars. He has a kadai, whatever. Only a real woman can do that. But how many women is like Kakak Ana or Mango Boss School wife or Nas Hustler's wife or Sophia Kakak, which is Abang Ali's wife, would build a man? They are looking for a finished product. They're looking for someone like Sham, for example, finished product. But how many people want to make a guy become like Sham? Very few. That's why when people talk about dating, when I say it's very scary, because I feel that based on how we see all these celebrities getting divorced, Amber Heard, Johnny Depp. It's very scary because you do not know whether these women are loyal to you for your money, for what you can provide for them, or because they love you. And I think love is something very hard to find in this generation.
All right.
Yeah, let's flip the script lah, Macha. Because you mentioned about these women, not wanting the finished product, or rather they want the finished product and not wanting to build a man. Because in the previous episode you said that you expect your future wife to not have a past sexually, right? Don't you think you want to build her up, because everyone has a past, whether sexually or anything, right? So given the opportunity, if this girl really loves you, she's beautiful, right? The sexiest girl you have ever seen, right? And she loves you a lot. She's very kind, very generous, religious.
Okay.
But she has a past. Would you give that girl a chance?
I want to know from 1 to 10 how bad. Teruk or okay lah.
Teruk. Very teruk. 10.
Nah, I cannot.
But now she's a 1.
Well, very hard. I mean, I'm a big fan of Mary Magdalene, like how she God converted her. But I ain't no Jesus. I don't think I can handle it. Like in terms of mental health as a man, I don't think I can handle it. Yeah. It's for mental health because
At least he's honest. This is one part.
Yeah.
But
At the end of the day, it's his life partner. Lah.
Yeah.
I don't care who you choose.
no, but definitely you guys are invited for sure. We do a podcast for everything. But I'm just saying that I just feel because, right, I feel that if you are a guy who can handle that, you can. But me being me, coming from a very traditional family, I don't think I can handle it. I don't think my family can accept that also. That's another thing. Because for me, I can love a woman, right? But if we don't have the blessing, I mean, you see many people when the parents will curse the couple and then things really, really badly happen. So if you're going to get married and you cannot get a blessing from your family, your marriage is doomed to fail already. I feel you're going to get married someone, if your mother don't approve of her, it's going to be very hard.
You have said a couple of times at least that, you want... you always ask the people, right, whether would their parents be proud of what they have done.
No, I will ask, like, for example, ladies when they post a certain thing, right?
Yes.
Would let's say a daughter post a certain post,
Right.
would the dad approve of it?
Okay. So do you think whatever you're posting, your parents approve of it? Your comments, your misogynistic comments, your opinions?
My mom definitely not happy because some of her colleagues will also tell her. But I felt that as much as she do want to, she do want me not to post it, I feel that as a man, I want to protect guys because I've seen a lot of good guys like me out there who think this girl is his world and then get crushed. Some even commit suicide. Some even, I mean, these guys, I mean, there's one case where a guy almost wanted to this thing. He called me, don't know how he got my number, and it was quite serious. Then I managed to talk him out of it. Right? So I just feel that I'm definitely going to stop in the next few months to all that because I want to focus on my life, right? That's why I'm trying to control lust, right? Like what I see whatsoever and let people live their life. But I still want to be someone that advocates for people to lead a more religious life because I personally have seen girls who go to clubs and whatsoever. Like I go to clubs only like once in a while, right? But I just feel that if I can be there to give some words or advice, I'll give it, or else I'll just keep quiet. But as I said, I'm just very worried, not for my generation, but my nephew needs generation, because the way how OnlyFans is expanding whatsoever, it's a very scary time for the youth generation. They're so sexually everything you look is very
sexually charged.
Sexually innuendo lah, right? So it's going to destroy their minds and relationships in the long run.
Okay, the issue that people have with your what you are saying is that, I mean, what you were trying to say is that you want to advocate for people to be more religious, but when you say this, your focus is always the women, right?
Yeah,
the women needs to
true.
change.
Again and
you
again
never talk
is-
about the men.
Yeah.
Like why they cannot be religious? Why they can go clubbing? They
Why
can
do you go clubbing then?
Oh,
You
but
go-
let me-
Why
no,
are you not a virgin?
Oh,
Huh?
okay. But let me explain. But you see, if girls stop going clubbing, right?
Yeah.
Right?
But they behave
No,
what?
wait. If girls stop going clubbing, right?
Uh.
Do you think guys should go clubbing? Exactly.
But it goes both ways.
I understand.
If boys don't go clubbing, well, girls go clubbing. It's a equal
correct,
thing. Yeah. So that doesn't match cha.
I don't know lah. Maybe
Indah dah
I
macam.
become always pro guy, but I do believe, right? I also believe that what you say is very true. Like, if a guy wants to settle down, if he's always having a itchy finger, or it's very itchy to look at other women, it will definitely destroy his marriage. So I also told my so-called playboy friends, I said that, I gave it a quote which he was very they were quite impressed. I said, treat a girl as if, or treat a woman as if how you would like your future daughter to be treated by a man, and how you would like your sister to be treated like a man. So when I said that, a lot of girls like a few weeks ago, and I was like, wow, very interesting quote. I said, but it's true, because I realized that what you reap is what you sow, and as a Christian, we can't believe in karma. But I've seen many times when a guy treat a girl like that, something
Comes
will happen
back,
to his sister.
Yeah, it will come back.
They're very painful. When it happens to your sister, then you know what you did to the thing. So I told my guys, if you want to be in a relationship and you tell a girl, okay, this is going to be a kalasala relationship, the sexual relationship, please mention from the start. Don't confuse her. Because guys, knowing that he has to be
It means
manipulated.
don't lead each other on.
Yes, correct.
Be open with your
Correct.
intention.
Yes, so, and I mean, I'll be very frank. Let me share some secrets. How do people cheat these days? It's not Instagram, it's not TikTok. It's something very, very interesting. It's Telegram. Why?
Yeah.
Because you cannot trace.
Secret chat.
Yeah, I'll be very frank. I mean, there are a lot of girls who are attached that message me on Telegram.
Wait.
You don't want their boyfriend to find out. It's true.
So that's how Crusader is born?
That's how MachaSpize is born.
The Crusader on Telegram, what's up with that?
Yeah.
I've seen the text that's being spilled.
Yeah, correct. But sometimes also but to be honest, right? Like, it's sad because like I feel that if you are attached in a relationship, you shouldn't be entertaining other guys, but you do, right? And then sometimes when I do find out who a boyfriend is whatsoever, right? I also don't want to say and then spoil, right?
Yeah.
So I feel
That's their pasal lah.
Yeah, it's their own pasal. But I feel loyalty is very hard to find in this generation. Like Kaka Ana's time, my mother's time, loyalty is very hard to find. Because nowadays, it's so expensive to live in Singapore. If I can find a guy that can give me the lifestyle or give me a better house or better family, a girl would choose to go there, right? So I think the girls I talk to they're not very mature. Like they just want a better lifestyle, want to be someone famous, like 18 to 25, that kind of thing.
Right.
But for those who are very mature, like 30s, definitely they want something to settle down.
Stability.
Stability. So far I met such girls, right? Yeah, and I told myself, that but I feel that I still would want someone like my mother. My mother lost her mother when she was 9. So she never knew what it is to be a mother, right? So she makes sure that we are always there. My father was he's there but not there, right? But he never really took involvement in raising us. He took involvement in working, giving money. That's why I always tell people, right? Especially for a daughter, right? And especially a son, a father needs to be there. Raising by a single mother is very, very difficult. Very, very difficult. So I tell all the ladies out there, right? If you're a single mother family, it's very important. You don't get married, it's okay. Make sure there's a male figure in his or her life. Because what a male can bring, a woman cannot bring. In terms of attitude, in terms of mindset, this is what a guy should do, right? But female is about nurturing. How to be a good human being, woman can teach. How to prevent yourself from getting hurt from the world, a man can teach. If I had learned boxing at a younger age, I think I wouldn't have gone to a lot of unnecessary. I could have channeled my way eager. But I didn't have that. I used to be playing chess and all that. So I just feel that if my father was more involved in my life, I wouldn't have gone through all this. But I could understand because his father wasn't involved in his life.
It's a pattern.
Yes.
Repeated.
So that's why I told myself that if ever I'm going to have a kid, I'm making sure when my son, even my daughter, I will tell them very simple, right? Once you hit 16, you can do whatever. Once you hit 18, you can do whatever you want. But Jolly, 6 to 18 years old, you're all going to do boxing and Muay Thai. I'm making sure all my kids will go through martial arts.
Okay, so very quickly, I want to touch on another topic that goes towards mental health. Because a little bit of search, right? I found a petition online to get you off TikTok.
Guys, this was what 2 years back. Yeah.
Yes, and there's like at the moment it's already 200 plus sign-ups.
Yeah.
And they only need like how much 500 to get
Another
you
200 ish.
That was like what 2023. Yeah.
Okay, so there's a petition online
Yeah.
that we find it, to be honest, hilarious lah. Why would you have a petition?
No, it's not even a
That means
petition.
you somebody already know, ja.
Yeah, exactly. I never knew I was that famous, you know.
To have a petition
Damn,
against
that's
you.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's cool
Yeah,
though.
that was crazy because they never do understand. They say, "Oh, MachaSpize is misogynist."
And then they put a photo of an old photo of you standing there.
okay,
We were surprised.
basically they had a Telegram group, right? So basically it's like they call it, I don't know what they call it. Basically it was a hate group, right?
Yeah.
And then they were the one who create. Then I'm like, wow. Then some of the people inside actually spies for me, right?
Oh.
So they are in this group chat for like 24 hours. Every day when I go live,
Yeah.
right? Someone will alert them.
Uh-huh.
And some of the spies come and tell me also, lah, right? Then I like, so funny. Like, how come these people got nothing better to do 24 hours checking everything I do? Even after that petition, they're still doing it. It's so cute.
Yeah, and I saw No Spice 2025. That's the latest one on TikTok.
I don't know.
That's create
There's-
content out of you.
There's so much of troll accounts. So
Right.
a lot of people
Yeah.
like to like record me,
Ah.
waiting for me to say something wrong,
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
post it. Then I'm like, I told everybody, right? Even to after my fight, I told everybody on in the event also. I said that if y'all can take the hatred towards me and spend the time helping people like in madrasah or helping the poor kids or go to Cambodia and help
Right.
whatever.
Or even helping themselves.
Exactly. Won't be a better place.
Focus
Okay.
themselves.
But they
Yeah.
chose to hate.
Yeah.
And then after that, I was like, okay, you chose to do this, and what do you get in return? So that means, and I do believe that hurt people hurt, right? That means they hate themselves so much that they decide to create a hate group whatsoever.
But do you feel hurt or not when you first found out? Like, how's your mental health dealing with all this bullying?
Initially,
in a way, it's a bully, right?
Initially, it was a bit crazy, right? But then I also like, wow, I do matter. Yeah, I do matter. Like, wow, it's crazy. Like, to hate, that means I have made a significant impact in their life.
Yeah. To at least 300 people.
Yeah.
These 300 people, you all need to like and comment this.
No, you know the crazy part? When I go to my friend go to Malaysia in JBKL, you know what happens? Like he go to random bar, right? Some people will ask his Malaysian friends, hey, you know MachaSpize? They're like, yo, Malaysia also know me. I was invited to MC Size. It's a very famous. He's here at Macha Day. I said going to Malaysia. Hey, you going to Klang? I said yeah. Okay, you just take a Grab to my house. Then he said, you know, I actually don't invite people, but you're one of the first Singaporeans invited to my house. Like, wow.
So you went,
I went. And this guy is like a famous rapper, like a bit more famous than Young Raja in the Southeast Asia. So then like, wow, I get to meet people. I met all these interesting people. I met Fakar Fast in my TikTok live.
Right.
I met Young Raja. I met what's it called? Faris Jabbar. I met Fakar Fast. I met his sister. So all these idols that I was growing up watching on YouTube, I get to meet them.
Right.
So I even met Gurmeet Singh one time, right? So it's been very interesting, right? What's next? Okay, maybe I would say gonna take a break from boxing because I think it's very dangerous.
So do you feel right now that you're in a better place?
Mentally, yes, right? But hopefully, like I would say, I would want to reach not say like Mango Boxing, maybe like someone like Kai Emilio or someone like Abang Ali kind of success financially. So I'm trying to think of ways on how I can use this so-called cloud of fame to financially benefit me. I've been doing food reviews whatsoever. It's interesting, but I want to see how can I really strategize, because I feel anybody can be Abang Ali, can be Mango Bosku or Nas Hustler, right? But I am a big size guy, not very good looking. If I make it, it's gonna be very inspiring, because a guy like me, because be honest, right? A guy like me not taking serious because of my weight and how I look whatsoever, looks definitely very matter. But I feel that if I can succeed, transform my life, I can save so many people from mental health. Right? That's why I told everyone, even for guy or girl, before you leave this earth, at least fight once in your life. That will teach you a lot of things. If you don't want to fight, at least learn boxing, because you need to channel your energy somewhere. So, and for mental health, why I always tell them, right? I gave up alcohol 2 years back. I only drank alcohol on that day because someone gave me, right? I said, well, after 2 years, my God, drinking, right? But I really drank one, but I like, this kind of thing, like not nice. I rather drink Coke, for example, right? So I feel that once you give up alcohol, once you give up smoking, once you eventually leave the clubbing scene, once you stop having sex with unprotected sex or sex with random people, right? And you truly told God, okay, God, come into my life, right? Be it a Muslim or Christian. I think that's when you start to change, because a lot of people have forgotten God, and I feel that ustas and even priests now they are doing all their TikTok live and whatsoever, and I think it's good, right? For me, I follow what's his name, very famous Muslim preacher.
Singapore,
No, I think
Malaysia.
Middle East.
Mufti Meng?
Yes.
Okay.
I told my mom. I told my mother. I was very angry. Said, if ever Mufti Meng came to me and say, Macha, I want you to convert. Let's say, right?
Yeah.
I think I would have done it. I'll be very frank, but no funny. I just say it because I am so.
Mamu Brani, you hear that? I know your attempt. Call out to Mamu Brani.
No, Mufti Meng.
I know,
Yeah.
but he's been trying.
But I tell you, Mufti Meng is such a inspirational guy. Like the way he talks about things, right? And I also learn about the evil eye. What's it called? Rijwa. What is the thing to Rukia?
Rukia.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Rukia.
But you think you need Rukia, bro?
No, Okay. I'm gonna finish this. It's gonna be the most awesome part, right?
Okay.
I don't believe in evil eye, right? I always tell my friend, if you are dating, don't put on Instagram.
Yeah.
You say you jealous. I say not jealous. I said your relationship will be finished in 3 months. And when I predicted the demise of my friend's relationship, always 3 months on. I said because when you are in dating someone, people put evil eye on you.
Yes.
Even for wedding, how many weddings? How many?
Not just dating, when you have kids, when you're running business, because I experienced it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think you should put kids. If your mother, you have kids, don't put your kids on social media until maybe they're 18, 20 years old. It's very, once the evil eye happens and you're not a religious person, right? They always in Taoism say if you very sway, you will see spirits, right? But in this case, right, if you are on social media, people are always cursing and you're not very religious, right? Then there is no shelter, there's no ozone layer, and this thing will come, and then this thing will manifest, and then you kena sick lah, kena black magic lah. I do believe in black magic, okay? Because this is real stuff, right? So when I was younger, growing up, I could feel stuff like
You can sense it.
not say third eye lah, I can sense it. Yeah, but after I told my God to take that away from me lah, right? So I feel that evil eye is very I believe in Islam, you're not supposed to show your money off.
Yeah.
The sound effect just gave me a chill down my
Yeah.
spine.
You must not-
oh my god! If you saw it, you see me electric. That's it.
Yeah, you must not show your money off.
Yeah.
You shouldn't create drama. And I won't say any TikTokers, right? But I feel that when you do this kind of thing, right, you are inviting the devil to come. Mike Tyson said it. If you're favored by God, you're favored by the devil. And it's true. I felt MachaSpize for a while. I felt the devil was controlling me for a while.
Right.
When
That's why you were like all over the place. You doesn't look like you're very controlled. Everything is a mess in your life.
And
Okay.
yeah.
So if there is one big influencer local that you would like to work with, who would it be? And why?
I work with as in work
Just
for,
one. Like you just want to be with them.
for life.
No lah, not marriage bro. Like just,
Like maybe to understudy them,
yeah,
to learn from them.
mentoring.
And go about school for sure. No doubt about that. For sure. Because I think he's like the Malay Elon Musk. And the reason why I say it because food is excel.
Yeah.
Car also excel. Car
Yeah.
dealership. Now furniture also he do it. Now like wow, right? So like I feel that this will be very, very interesting. So one of the goals that I'm trying to come up with for the Malay community is I want to go back into robotics, which is another time we can talk about it. Where basically I want to help children of ex-convicts and children of low-income families to learn robotics to come together so that we can help these Malay children get into good secondary schools or polys through DSA. So because when I teach robotics, right, it's always the Chinese kids that get a lot of opportunities, or the India expatriates, or those parents who can afford it. So I want to come up with a low cost, working with SMCCI, working with Mendaki to come programs that every weekend they can learn how to build robots.
But bro, I got one problem.
Uh.
My kids can't go Mendaki. Then Sinda, Indian, us, we are Indians.
No, so basically I want it to
So
be,
how?
So the thing is, it can either be organization driven or it can be socially driven. So for example, I'm very sure there's a lot of people with money in the Malay community. If someone's willing to come forward to put money into this where I can survive monthly. The kids can get a robot to bring. Why not? Because a lot of robotic schools, right? The kid cannot bring back anything.
Yeah.
And you're paying $500 a month, right? So I want to build.
Maybe this is a collaboration you can look into with Mango lah.
Definitely. For
Why
sure.
not? Yeah.
Yeah, and I think like, for example, like you guys, in the future, you can think about how to do podcast as a service or podcast as a course, because nowadays there's so many skills future. But I always believe that if we have this kind of school is a community platform, SKOOL, you can create a platform where you know what, you can start teaching courses on how to set up podcasts. This thing, there's money, because food is very tiring. You're gonna be there, but if you can come up with a platform where basically it's a recorded, everybody pay the cost $50. 1,000 people sign up on TikTok or whatever, you'll just make 50K, and you're not there. Right? I mean, I know for Bazaar, people had told me they made 20,000-30,000 profit. But you're working 12 hours times 7 days, 84 hours. 84 hours times 4. That's about 300.
And the hard work, the sweat, yeah.
And then pain also, then medical bill, all that, you know, the kind of stuff. So I feel that we need to learn as a community. I always consider myself as part of the community. We need to learn how to make money work for us.
Right.
So I feel that what you're doing is amazing. Podcast whatsoever, but teaching people how to set up podcasts, and maybe eventually getting, like, so I teach you a podcast, and how much podcast I get some income, some cut because I teach you how to do it. That also can be a way. So I think podcast education is something that Malay community don't have in terms of courses. They do trade, but robotics and IT is something I don't see much in Malay community. So I want to target that gap, that the blue ocean, red ocean, the kind of thing. Yeah.
Well said.
Okay, so before we let you go, any parting words for our listeners? A little rap maybe for JustAnaDer.
Rap.
Drop
Freestyle,
some bars.
freestyle.
Yeah, maybe drop some bars for us.
You need me to do some big boxing?
For
For our listeners.
I'll just say a haters rap, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I never take my haters' hate as my fate. Matter of fact, when I step up onto the plate, into darkness they fade. Sharpen my skills like an executioner blade. Wipe my competition out, that's a clean new slate. Something simple.
Well done, Macha.
Yeah.
Well done. He just freestyled that.
Yeah.
Okay, Macha. I actually have a lot of things I want to ask you, but time is running out.
Yes.
We
Please
would
summarize the
love
question,
to invite you again. Inshallah.
Definitely.
Inshallah.
He'll be ready.
And we'll
Expecting
see.
1 million views, yeah.
Yeah. So thank you so much for sharing. I think there's so much that we can unpack. I think what I've learned from you is that there's more than meets the eye.
Correct.
Right? There's so much more to MachaSpize. I think he's a bit misunderstood. I would say that.
Very.
I think,
Not a bit, very.
I think he is also misunderstanding himself because he because sometimes you look at a certain gaze and that's why you're getting the hatred from, or the flag from, right? Because you only see, because the things that you said, for example, things about women and less clubbing and covered and all this, it's all part of religion and the olden ways of thinking. And maybe today's age they couldn't accept it because one is obviously today's age.
Yes.
And two, you are not being fair to the other side as well.
I understand.
So something for you to take note. And of course, I hope our listeners will be, I don't know, you'll probably learn something from this episode.
Yes.
Yes. And that's all from me. So thank you so much, Macha.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure.